Well, hello, Peter Gary here, outside of the Vivid Gallery. It's Thursday threes, of course. A nice day in Hilton Head. I've got a polo shirt on. It's actually Under Armour, but a short sleeve shirt. And it's a beautiful day out. And we're gonna go in and find out what our Thursday three is. This is the Jeff Keefer Thursday top picks. And last week we had a very interesting conversation about how he actually makes his photos or his pictures. And we learned a lot about the ability to kind of shoot in the dark and then draw out the detail. And hopefully we'll see even more of where that camera work can be done, where, you know, a handheld is not going to be able to not only get that kind of detail in the size, but it's also not going to be able to have the lighting capabilities to play in different situations. So let's look around and find out what Jeff's got on the tour today.
Good morning, Peter.
Hey,
Welcome
Jeff.
back to Vivid.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Beautiful day.
Well, what day is it?
Well, it's Thursday, and it's time for our three.
Thursday threes with Jeff. So what do you got for us today?
Well, I'd like to do some night shots. I think that they're pretty interesting to do and see, and if done right, they turn out spectacular.
Well, I was talking to the viewers a moment ago about last time where we were doing the process, and you were shooting in very dark situations, and then you were able to bring things to life. So you can actually shoot at night, but I know as an amateur photographer, I cannot shoot at night without like messing. It's always blurry. How can I avoid that?
Well, you know, the key is that you need to be on a tripod because you need to be able to expose for a longer time.
All right, well, let's see some of these.
Let's talk about that a bit. Let's first look at what I consider one of my better and probably
look
signature
at
photographs.
this. I got to get down here because
that I
this is
took
just,
recently.
oh, this is brilliant. Where is this?
This is in Harbourtown, and it's looking out towards the mouth of the harbor, going out. It was about midnight when I took this.
It's so vibrant. How is that? Was that, I mean, were the boats lit up, or how does it get so bright?
That was actually with ambient light, and the way that it's bright is you leave the shutter open, in this case probably about a minute and a half.
Oh, so 90 seconds you leave it open. Well, you know what? I'm going to show the viewer something that you don't see with the naked eye. I mean, you only see with the naked eye. Okay, so I see the stars are like little stripes. Did you make them do that? Like, is that what you do in After Effects?
No, actually that's what happens when you have something that's a relatively long exposure, because the Earth is rotating, and when that Earth rotates and the stars are fixed, they start to streak. You get light.
So for a minute and a half, the aperture's open, and so you actually get the world moving around you ever so slightly. That is super cool. All right, what's next?
Well, let's take a look at another shot, and this one is of the Milky Way.
Holy moly.
In July of this year. And
this is drop dead gorgeous. Okay, so I am honestly getting a few goosebumps here. This is, I've never seen a picture like that. That's just, I mean, this was just out on the beach.
yeah, that's one of the better places to shoot, because you're looking for a dark situation. You don't want much ambient light.
So when I'm in, New York and that area, the light that comes off of New York City is just, you can't see a star. You can't,
Right.
hardly the moon. And this just looks, the detail here is spectacular. I mean, honestly, how long did you keep your camera open for this one?
Well, that was maybe about a 20-second exposure, maybe a little bit less, which allowed me to capture that without getting a lot of star streaking in there.
Is this a planet over here, this really bright one?
Yeah, I forget, that might be Jupiter, I think.
That is big. That is big. That is just, that's like a professional shot.
Yeah. I was very lucky to get it, Peter.
All right, so what else you got?
Well, this one is also, I think, interesting. We had a comet come by us this summer, Comet Neowise, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get a shot up at Tower Beach one evening when we were taking a beach walk with friends.
Look at that. All right, no, so I see the comet moving. How come I don't see the stars moving like we saw in the other one?
Yeah, this is, again, a relatively short time. The exposure was open, maybe 4 or 5 seconds. The stars, of course, in that amount of time, you don't really can't see the Earth moving.
Okay.
But that comet was racing across the sky, and with the time of night and so forth, very visible, and you could see its jet trails. Essentially, what's happening.
Okay, so I see there's no star streak on this one. I saw star streak in the other one, and then the last in the Milky Way one, I saw such amazing detail. Why don't I see the detail here?
Well, the ambient light's still too bright. You're
Okay.
getting the brightest stars, and if you can see it's
Okay.
near twilight in this photo.
Okay.
And the ambient light is covering up some of the detail.
Well, okay. So what's the formula then to like shoot at night or get something like that Milky Way?
Well, you got to have a camera that you can leave the shutter open. You've got to have a tripod because you cannot have that camera moving, and then just experiment.
But what about the time of year? Is it good to do it now, or when would you do it?
Well, the best time, the best nights are clear, moonless nights. A lot of them occur during the winter, to be honest. But boy, if you get, then the Milky Way is not visible or not visible for a long period of time in the wintertime. So when you get to June and July, that's when you can capture that Milky Way. But you need a night when it's moonless and it's clear. And
Okay, so a new moon is critical to that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, what's the formula to see this stuff in person?
Come on down to Vivid Gallery. We're open every Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 4, and by appointment with me, and I encourage you to make that appointment.
So we're here in the Seapine Center, and you can also find it online at the Vivid Gallery HHI on Facebook, as well as vividgalleryhhi.com.
Right.
All right, I can't wait to see what comes next week. This was really
Thank you,
cool.
Peter. Thank you very much.
Yep.
See you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.